Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the prime of football season, which means we have weekday college football, some mid-major football action. Let's dive into all three of these games, take a look at them, look at the lines, figure out some picks, and make some dough for them. First game we got Louisiana Tech at Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State at home is favored by 3. Over-under for this one is 54.5. And the Blue Raiders are minus 153 on the money line, where the Bulldogs are coming in at plus 128. Middle Tennessee State is 1-5 on the year, and they're also 1-5 against the spread, so not great football being played by the Blue Raiders thus far. Something else, Louisiana Tech, the under, has hit in 5 of the Bulldogs' last 7 road games, and Louisiana Tech also leads this series 5-2 after they won last year at home against Middle Tennessee State. So Louisiana Tech has been the better team in this matchup overall in the short time they've played against each other. Some key players here: redshirt sophomore Nicholas Viato set a career high in passing yards last week with 408 for Middle Tennessee State, likely because his run game couldn't get going whatsoever, but he was airing it out last week, so definitely a guy to keep an eye on. For Louisiana Tech, Smoke Harris, what a football name. That's an absolutely amazing name, Smoke Harris. Playing wide receiver, leads them with 48 receptions, 485 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. So I cannot wait to watch Smoke Harris light it up on a Tuesday night. That is prime college football. And then another thing to be looking out here for, Louisiana Tech is getting their quarterback back. Quarterback Hank Bockheimer, the Boise State transfer, should be back in the lineup for this game. 70 of 106 for completions, 756 yards, 5 touchdowns and 2 picks in his 4 starts before the injury. So it will be great to get him back for Louisiana Tech. So with all of that info, I'm going to be taking Louisiana Tech here. Just like them with getting their quarterback back in this game. Trust them a bit more with Middle Tennessee State. Even though they're at home, weren't able to run the football. I think Louisiana Tech will be able to shut that down, make them throw the ball. And when that happens, usually mistakes come with that as well, when you just have to air it out and you're one-dimensional. I think this game will come down to the wire, but I think Louisiana Tech is just going to play more sound football, which is going to get them to win in the long run. So that's why I'm taking Louisiana Tech plus 3, and maybe you could even sprinkle on the money line if you're feeling confident in that pick. Next up, Coastal Carolina at Appalachian State. App State in this one, minus 6. Over-under set at 63. App State is minus 258 on the money line, while Coastal Carolina is plus 210. So far, Coastal Carolina 2-3 on the year. Not a great start for them. 3-2 against the spread, and they've only had 1 over hit in the 4 games they've played this far, so not a lot of high-powered offense from the Chanticleers thus far whatsoever. Appalachian State, on the other hand, 3-2, probably a much tougher schedule too, and they're 3-2 at the moment. 2-1 against the spread, and they are the exact opposite with 4 overs coming this far. Some high-powered offense in those games for sure. App State is back home after 3 of the last 4 on the road, so they've got a lot of home games coming up, which should be big for them. And Coastal Carolina here is seeking their first conference win of the year, so something to note there. Key players led by Joey Aguiar. App State has almost stunned North Carolina this year and has almost beat Wyoming as well, so keeping games super close in these. He's got a 12-5 touchdown to interception ratio. Definitely some great stats coming from him thus far. Key player who has been playing well, Grayson McCall was fantastic the last couple of years for Coastal Carolina. Guy who a lot of people thought was going to be in the transfer portal, maybe try to go to a bigger school. Stuck it out at Coastal Carolina. It really hasn't paid off this far. He's got 6 touchdowns to 6 picks. Not exactly fantastic stuff from him thus far, but we'll see what happens in this game. Lastly, running back for App State, Nate Noel has gone over 100 yards in all 5 games this year, so running game has gotten going for App State whatsoever, led by Nate Noel, who's looked good this year. Not going to overthink this one for my spread pick. I'm taking App State at home. Coastal Carolina hasn't been able to get it going on offense. Grayson McCall is being forced to do a lot through the air, and it hasn't turned out well whatsoever. Really like that App State can throw and run the ball. App State's defense actually ranks 18th in the country in pass defense. So I think, like I said, going to give Grayson McCall fits there. Think they'll be good enough to stop them in the run as well. They're not as fantastic in their run defense, but being that good against Grayson McCall has been struggling will be huge to force them to try to run. Then on the other side of the ball, App State is far superior. Like I said, they can throw the ball, they can run the ball, and they're going against a defense that ranks 74th in pass defense in the country and 118th in the country in run defense, and they only have 6 sacks on the year. So I just think App State just looks like a better team all around. I think especially at home, this one is a big-time lock for me. I think App State covers this easily. I love that it's at 6, so you get that touchdown on there as well. It's not like 7.5 or anything. Love App State in this one. If I can give you one pick to take for sure, App State -6 at home. Tough place to play, and I think they're the better football team, no doubt. Last game here, Liberty versus Jacksonville State. Liberty, despite being on the road, is favored by 6 here, probably because they're one of the last unbeaten teams in the country. So shout out to Liberty there. Over-under set at 56 points. Over-under set at 56 points. Liberty -236 on the money line. Jacksonville State +190. Liberty 4-1 against the spread. 2-3 over-under, so 2 overs, 3 unders. Jacksonville State been great against the spread this far. 4-1. However, not great in the over-under department. 1 over, 4 unders thus far. A big thing to note here that I really like, stat I found for this game, both teams great at forcing turnovers on defense. Liberty has +7 turnover differential, including 11 interceptions on the year. And Jacksonville State is no slouch in that department either. 10 interceptions on the year this far. So 2 defenses that force a ton of turnovers. So something to definitely watch out for here. And that's going to play exactly into my spread pick for this. I'm taking Liberty -6 in this game. I think they're both great teams. Obviously, they're both leaders in their conference right now. They're both at the top of the standings. However, Jacksonville State has yet to separate itself in that passing game, running that 2-quarterback system with Malik Webb and Logan Smothers. Just don't think that works super well against a tough defense like Liberty, who forces a lot of turnovers. Think they may be able to get one of those quarterbacks rattled, force some turnovers on there. Whereas on the other side, Liberty has Caden Salter, who's played well this whole year, making plays for Liberty on offense. So I trust him more to not make those mistakes, not throw picks to Jacksonville State's turnover-heavy defense, and be able to get some touchdowns, field goals, long methodical drives that will keep Jacksonville State off the field. Not to mention, Jacksonville State won't be given those short fields when they do have those turnovers, and I think Liberty will, which will be very big field position here to get some points in a game like this. That's why I like Liberty -6 despite being on the road, but I think this game should be a fun one to watch. Like I said, it's huge for Conference USA, for their conference standings, to see who wins that in the long run. So one way or another, should be a fun game to watch. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment of a pick you like for tomorrow night's games. Let me know if you're going to be tailing or fading me, and I will see you next time.